social media affects the way that you feel about yourself and how you look?
I don't have social media.
There you go. Do you feel like any kind of social media affects the way that you feel about yourself and how you look?
Yes, I don't have any social media as of this moment, and I feel like I have more time in my days, and I don't get distracted as easily as I used to when I did have it, and it's a good thing.
That's a good thing. Did you feel more pressure to look a certain way when you had social media?
Yeah, I cared more about what I was wearing to school and how my hair looked, but obviously don't care anymore.
On average, do you feel like you think more about how you could be a better, like look better or be a better person rather than feeling like you're beautiful already?
Yes.
Yes, so which one?
Yeah, there's a lot of times where I feel like, yeah, maybe I could look a little better than I do that moment. Sometimes I'm happy with the way I look. Most of the time, it's not really happy with the way I look.
Is there anything that specifically you can name that makes you feel that way about yourself, like makes you feel like you're not perfect or not okay being who you are?
I don't know, just I think society is built up on a whole image of being tall or blonde or beautiful, or I don't know, just makes you feel a little bit more insecure about yourself if you're not those things.
Do you feel like social media affects the way that you feel about yourself and how you look?
Yeah, definitely, because it's everywhere. Everyone seems to have an Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or something these days. And with the rising popularity of a selfie, it's kind of easier to compare yourself to other people. Like, even my classmates and peers, like, I see how great they can look and when they choose their own angles, and then I see myself in the mirror, and I'm like, oh, gross.
What is your perception of beautiful or handsome? Do you feel it's more physical or more in someone's personality?
Definitely all in the personality. Oh, that hurts so bad.
What is your perception of beautiful or handsome? Is it more exterior or interior?
Exterior.
Exterior? Why? Do you think that, if, like, when you think of someone being beautiful, you just think like their face and what they wear?
No, it's more of like within, so for the interior.
Interior, yeah. What is your perception of beautiful or handsome, and do you feel like it's more physical or in someone's personality?
So over time, I think that's changed. When I look back, when I was in high school, I think I was super critical. I lived in the South, and I was taught by my family, especially the women, to be very critical of who was beautiful and who was handsome, and especially who was not. And I don't know, that might be particular to the South. I don't know if people are like that so much out here, or maybe that was particular to the 1970s. Hopefully we're getting away from that. But I still carry some of that with me, whereas I see people from afar and I think, oh, they have that classic beauty. But it's not just one beauty or one, kind of set of characteristics that males would have. It's like all different kinds, because if you're one race, there's certain characteristics that people think are admirable, and if you're another race, there's other characteristics. So I know that's not very precise, but in terms of what is beautiful, is it skin deep, or is it more personality? I look at both. I can see without knowing somebody and think, oh, look at those really attractive people over there. But when I get to know people, the more I know them, the less I think about whether they're handsome or beautiful, and the more I'm just, I guess, finding them interesting. And it kind of becomes a non-issue. I think probably the more you age, it becomes a non-issue, and you're more interested in what people are than what they look like or what they wear or where they live.
feel like on average you feel more insecure than confident?
Yeah. It's just, high school's one of those times where you feel more pressured to think about how you look, and then sometimes that takes away from the focus on education. So I probably spent more time picking an outfit this morning than thinking about going to Spanish class or something. And it just feels like there's a lot of pressure to be adequate enough to your peers.
Do you feel like if you saw someone post, like one of your peers, if you saw them post something on Instagram or Facebook that portrayed them a certain way, do you think that you'd look at them differently in person?
Not in person, more or less, just in like the back, like mine, I just always know that's there.
Do you feel on average more insecure or confident about the way that you look in public?
More insecure.
Yeah. Do you worry about it because you think people are going to judge you, or just for personal?
Personal.
Do you feel like social media affects the way that you look at other people?
No.
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 You don't like see someone's post or anything and then see them in person and think differently about them?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. And what is confidence to you, and do you feel like you possess it?
I feel like confidence is feeling like you can do something, like believing in yourself, and I have confidence.
What is confidence, and do you feel like you possess it?
I think confidence is something that's both inherently in you. It's part of your drive. It's your accumulation of successes or failures. All that leads to your confidence, and I think that. What was the rest of your question? I'm sorry.
Do you feel like you possess it?
For the most part, I do. I always feel like if I put my full effort to something, I will succeed at it. It was a shock to me when I had kind of spaced out in high school during math classes, not taking it seriously, kind of failing to see the purpose for it. And then in junior college, I took Algebra 2 Trig, and I said, okay, I gotta really try, because I didn't know the material. It was hard, and I dropped the class to avoid failing it. It was the first time I ever realized that I wasn't going to just be able to pull something off.
Mm-hmm.
I had to approach it in a different way. But I think that through those experiences, you learn, and you can maintain your confidence. Even though I've had to bail in that class, I do feel like by making some adjustments, I found a way to succeed.